Hello DVR, I'm leesusss, and this is Toy Soldiers Complete, which may well be a new Let's Play for me. We'll have to see. Bit more about that in a minute, but basically, Toy Soldiers, I did this on my stream recently, I've already uploaded a video about it. Basically it's a tower defence, I guess, is the description for the game. But please don't leave your head. I know tower defences are a penny on flash games and other things, but this is actually a very good game. In fact, I've already done a Let's Play completely on it. See, this is effectively the Toy Soldiers Complete is a combination of a couple of games. The first one released was the original Toy Soldiers was based around World War One units and everything else. This one is obviously a bit more modern with these fellas here. It's called Cold War, and that is based more around weapons from the 60s to 1980s, 1990s, that sort of area. Okay, and these will all combine together into one game, plus all the DLCs to Toy Soldiers Complete. Now, I already played this one here, effectively, all these levels through on here. The British campaign, the German campaign, all the rest. In a previous Let's Play, complete Let's Play, I played the entire game on the hard level. I did every game perfectly. In other words, I got perfect score all the way through. And I want to try something similar here, possibly, but with a new one here. Now, this version in this game here, when it was remade, these levels here, although they appear to be the same as the original game, they're not. In fact, some of them are radically different for various reasons. Some of them actually are much easier in some ways. But anyway, I won't cover this, so I'm not going to be playing these campaigns, at least not this time. Maybe sometime in the future I'll do these again, because they are, I said, they're different enough to warrant playing again. But this one I'm only going to focus on the Cold War here, with these sort of more modern chaps running around over here with the bazookas and the quad bikes and everything else going around here. And I'm going to try and play it on hard. So what I'm talking about here with the levels is that we'll get into the actual gameplay now. I'm going to get in there as quickly as possible, but I think this is important to mention at the start here. There's several gameplay modes you can do. Okay, these are all the same as the original game. So you've got, I think, casual or easy is fairly obvious. You've got normal through on here, and you've got hard. And in hard, all of the enemy units are tougher, they're much harder to kill. And as far as I'm aware, you get less money for each one you kill as well, which makes it much more difficult because the money you use to place turrets and to upgrade them, repair them is all reduced. Makes it much harder indeed. So this is pretty hard. And in fact, this game I think is harder than the first one. You've got elite. So in the normal game, you place down turrets. They auto-control themselves, and you can take control of them yourself, individual turrets yourself to some degree. In the elite level, none of your turrets do anything without you being in control of them. But their health and their damage is more like the normal. So this is a harder sort of level, but it is quite different from here. This, I think, is still the hardest way to play the game. You know? And in general, you're not allowed to control any of your turrets. You just place turrets down, and they do all the work for you, which can be quite tricky on some levels because the AI is dumb as a sack of rocks, quite frankly. This is new. This wasn't in the original game, but we're going to try and play on hard. But the problem is, I don't think I can actually win the game on every level perfectly on hard. I'm not sure that I can from what I've found so far. There's different ways of. You can see there's 3 medals here. There's different ways of scoring how you do. But for me, doing a level perfectly means that no enemy gets past your defences into your toy box. If you've never seen the game before, that probably doesn't mean anything at all. But we're going to learn as we go along. Let's just get in there, and I'll show you how the game works, and you can understand a bit more about what I'm trying to do here to achieve things. So we're going to go a basic training, which is tutorial land, unfortunately, but it means you can learn along. You can learn along at the same time if you've not seen the game before. So that's fine. Okay. So the reason it says toys is because the whole thing is around toys. All of your units are toys, although they look like military units. It's like sort of board, like a board game. It's almost like you're trying to defend yourself against an opponent's units that are being sent across the board. In the original game, they were clockwork toys, some of them, and when the units are destroyed, they would break into pieces. Well, they look quite real. They're obviously toys when you come down to it. Why is this game not loading? I guess it gives me some time to talk about it, but that's not the idea. Why are you being so slow, game? There we go. In we go. So here we are. We're already in control of one of the turrets. This is like a minigun. This is the sort of view you get when you've placed a turret down. But really what they're doing here is they're showing us how to control turrets. This is actually a level 3 machine gun turret here. Normally you'd have to upgrade to this. But what we're going to happen is it's telling us to do various things. And you can see when the board game's actually... We're going to move over there in a bit. This is actually the board game box that we're going to do most of our work in. This is an exception because we're in tutorial land here. And in the background you will see the room. You can see in the distance the room around us. There's a lamp. There's the Matryoshka dolls here because we're playing against the Russians. It's filthy reds. And we've got over here... We've got the case is actually empty, by the way. Someone's taken him out of his packet. You've devalued him. This is one of the heroes we can use over here. Might look quite familiar. We've got some. It's Jenga. We've got some jacks and dice. So this is what you can see things in the background. Oh, very appropriate war titles, by the way. Yeah. What's that one? The Miracle of Medicine. Appropriate. Anyway, so we'll get into this. We'll do what it's asked to do. We're asked to fire the gun, and also this turret has grenades as well. So what they're going to do now, they're going to shoot us, tell us to shoot the infantry, so we know what we're supposed to do when we actually play the game. Where are they? Here they come. Come on, minigun. There we go. So these are the sort of troops that will be attacking you normally. Little soldiers will be running then, trying to get into your base. We're going to mow them all down, and we're going to grenade them as well. But really, we're just learning how to... Also, if you look down the bottom right, you'll see these guns have ammo. We're actually on infinite right now for bullets. Oh, this is loud. But normally, you only have so much ammo in a gun, and you have to reload. There we go. We had some fun. We did some stuff. We learned how to do it. So down here, look, see, infinite ammo over here. This is usually a fixed amount of ammo, and then with the grenades here as well for the secondary fire. And a lot of turrets have secondary fire. Oh, I'm going to do it again. Okay, I don't actually want to do it again, but I pressed the wrong button. Let's do it again. Because mowing down little soldiers is fine. So if we look nice and close, you might actually see them fall apart. They're going to fall apart now. Say in the original game, some of the units would fall apart, and lots of destructible terrain. They're obviously little grass. They're obviously a little, what's that tape say? Toy Soldier something. I can't read it. Soundtrack? Toy Soldier soundtrack. They're obviously, oh, little springs and things. They're obviously little plastic soldiers. Was that desk screen really necessary? Okay, let's get to another learning tutorial bit here. This is another sort of turret. This is a anti-tank turret. Okay, now every turret has a couple of upgrades you can do to it. This is again the 3rd level. And this is a fun one. This is the TOW anti-tank turret. I like this one particularly. It fires guided missiles. So normally you can guide... If you've got a weapon such as an artillery piece or an anti-tank weapon, you can guide the weapons to some degree to be more accurate on the units you're attacking. This one you can guide to extremely. So this one you can actually follow it in. It's good fun. So this is basically... This is the shooting gallery, but again they're teaching us how to do it. They're teaching us how to use the units. There we go. So we'll do this anyway. There's nothing we can do about it. We'll go through tutorial now. It's a bit of a shame we can't skip it. But we'll get there eventually. Get that nuke! That's an aircraft. It's a bomber. While we're shooting nuclear mushrooms, I don't know. There we go. And you can just fire it normally, by the way. There you go, I can fire it normally. And again, normally this would have ammo in it, but you don't even be able to fire so many shots before I have to reload and that kind of thing. Get it? Ah, too late. Gotcha. Let's get a nuke. Get those ICBMs as they go over. Get one. We'll get one. Oh, I think I got it. Oh, I've had enough now. Come on, game. Let me get in the main game. Oh no, I'm out of time. What a shame. There we go. Time's up. Never mind. Okay. I guess it's better than actually being dumped in the game at the start. So here we go. The main game board over here. Now this here is our toy box, as it says here. This is your toy box. This is where all the units want to get into. It's actually an ammo crate. That's quite cool. And we've got 15 lives essentially. And this is a build site, which is where we put our turrets. And build sites come in two sizes. We're going to go for, this is a little one here, we're going to put a machine gun in there, there we go. We paid for that. These are bigger sites, these are used for other sorts of, you can put machine guns if you want to. But you can, anti-air and artillery pieces have to go on here. But we're still stuck in tutorial, so let's go, yes, let's use the, by the way, 1 second. If we can come back out again. No, I'm stuck now. I was going to show you the different options with the turrets. There's a bomber going over. We need the little troops coming down. I can zoom in a little bit. In your own time, game. Now, something new to this game that wasn't in the original is that if I kill troops. Normally what happens, the more that I kill in a string, it starts to build up a little meter down in the bottom left, which will give me a turbocharge and give me infinite ammo. Oh, it's all happening too fast for me to describe what's going on. Okay. I also got a little power up there at one point by killing a guy with a star over him, which gave me a power up, which left me in charge of this railroad gun. Game, I'm trying to explain carefully and with time. Patience, what's going on? And you're not helping with all this noise rushing me through. Ah, we'll get him over with 1 second.
You're pushing me, sir.
You're pushing me, game. I tell you that much. Okay. What the hell's going on? The wave list. Okay, yes. Should we pause for a second? Okay. Let's step back a moment, game, and actually understand what's going on here. So yes, I want to place down turrets in these different fields here, and use the different sorts of turrets to defend the base behind me. The base behind me has got 15 health points, okay? If 15 units, whether they're soldiers or tanks or whatever else, or even aeroplanes, get into my base, I will lose the entire game. If only a couple get through, I just lose some points. Okay, but what I consider a perfect score, which is what I did before, is that no units are going to get past into my base. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Now, as I was controlling that unit earlier, you saw a little bar down the bottom left building up. Killing units. If I kill a lot of units in a string with that single turret, I will get a boost. I'll get a turbocharge, which means my ammo will be infinite, and I will do slightly more damage for a fixed period of time, as long as I keep killing troops. The other thing that happens, as some of the troops come in, some of them, they occasionally get ones with red stars over their head. They are special troops. If you kill one of those, you get a random power-up. In this case, the random power-up was Rambo. Sorry, the American hero. You know, possible copyright infringement there. We know who he is. There are various power-ups you can get. Rambo's the always one you get at the start of this to show you what you can do, and they can be everything from bomb strikes. They can be things like orbital weapons. They can be all sorts of things that will help you in the game. Okay, now I've explained that, we'll leave these guys to do this thing over here. Let's build another unit if we can. Is it going to let me build another unit? Let's build an art. So these are the different units you can build. Machine guns, mortars, anti-tank, artillery, anti-air, and chemical weapons. We're going to build an artillery, which is now going to start targeting. It's a basic howitzer. And start targeting the little troops here. And over here, right in front of our toy box, might be a good idea. I'd often build a chemical here, but I think I'm going to build a machine gun. Just because I know what's coming in. Also, we have new units coming in. This is the wave counter up here. So new units are going to come in soon. I can't upgrade this, unfortunately. We're going to get vehicles coming in, so we better build something to deal with them. We'll build a couple of anti-tank weapons, which will shoot at anything, but they will help. I would like to upgrade. This is what this is upgrade here. If I spend some money, it will cause my units to become more powerful. But they're not going to let me do it for now. And over here, I think, see, these are bigger turrets. I can only put an anti-air or an artillery on one of these. We'll put another anti-air down here as well. There we go. Right. Where are those units coming from? There's some over there. We'll control one of these turrets, this bazooka turret. We'll guide it in badly to kill these APCs. And in the top right, you can see which units are still on the field. Your AI turrets will not necessarily stop shooting me. Will not necessarily shoot the most appropriate target every time. So controlling yourself is a good idea. Oh, we've got APCs coming in soon. Proper APCs. Also, you can see on the top there we can launch the waves early. Now, if you do this, you can you get more points essentially for it. But it's not. It's only necessary if you want to do that. Can I now upgrade this? Are you going to let me? You're not going to let me, are you? We're still in tutorial land. We'll maybe do it later. So we're going to launch this wave. They're coming in behind us as well. Boom! Oh, I missed him entirely. I'm a terrible shot. I found controlling the shells is much harder. This game is supposed to be, I think, played with the controller, not with the mouse and keyboard like I'm used to. And it is a bit harder to do. He's going to start launching troops. Upgrading my turrets. We're going to upgrade this one. We're going to upgrade this one. So they do more damage. Machine gun we can do. We've got loads of money, so we might as well go ahead and do it. We've got new units coming in soon. We're going to upgrade this one as well. Unfortunately, of course, while you're upgrading, you're not shooting things. But we should be okay. Even on hard, we should be okay. Oh, a special unit. We're going to kill that. Doesn't work if someone else kills it. I'm going to kill it with my turret to get the benefit. Artillery barrage. We will use that in a bit, but not yet. Our unit should be enough. I've got a turbocharge. Now that I can just keep firing now. So now that the APCs have dropped off their troops, they're going to start advancing as well. But we're on level 1. They're not going to get very far. I can't upgrade that to level 3, unfortunately, which is sad. So now we have an anti-aircraft SAM system over here. We have another artillery here. How are these units doing? Are they damaged at all? This was a little bit damaged. I could repair it. It's going to cost me 700 to repair it. So it's best to wait until they're a bit more damaged before you do it. Okay, launch them. Unfortunately, I can't actually shoot these very easily because they're a little bit... I haven't really got the angle. I'm on maximum angle here. But our anti-air's going to do a little bit of damage, but not very much. It's best to use the right tool for the job. Here come the troops. They're going to land right in front of my turret, so that's what I do. Turrets have a visual range. I use a turret that is normally out of visual range, so that my AI does the rest of the work. Also, these guys are a problem. We've got elite troops dropping down here. Troops don't normally attack in the original game, you would rarely lose a turret. Turrets would really be destroyed. Helicopters leaving. But in this game, there's a lot more of the problem of units actually attacking your turrets. So these guys are actually half EGs. So I see you sneaking around the back. So I'm not only tougher, but they will damage your turrets. They can destroy them. They can certainly do enough to destroy them. 10 left. But not for long. Turbocharge, so infinite ammo for a while. There we go. Next wave. It's going to get worse up here when we start getting tanks coming. This could probably do repairing soon. This took a few hits. Oh, another one over there. Unfortunately, I can't have 2 bonuses by using, by also killing that special starred trooper. So at this point here, if you were to release that second wave, you'd then have... It'd be a little bit risky, because then you'd have... What are you shooting at? Then you would have... normal troops plus armoured cars to deal with, and that would distract your AI turrets. Must be enough that something could sneak past. They are not very good at choosing the turret with the units causing the most threats. You can let me upgrade my turret one more. I really like to have levels 3. Okay, now these tanks will attack my units, so I'm gonna repair that one there. I've got loads of money. Again, not spending too much money. Also gives you a bonus. Now these I think are medium tanks. They shouldn't cause us too much trouble, but let's see what happens. The anti-tank is actually an addition to the game as well. There was never anti-tank originally in the original toy soldiers. That's one of the changes that makes the game, the rework of the original toy soldiers in this version, very different. The fact that you've got anti-tank. In the past, the best way to deal with a tank was really artillery. It was the only option. There's an artillery shot coming in there. It made things much harder. Oh, we have a new unit. They're still doing tutorial land, so this is a vehicle we can use. Now, in the original game, the only real vehicles you could use were fighter airplanes, bombers, and tanks, light tanks and heavy tanks. In this one, we've got a lot more variety. So I've got guided missiles. Let's launch these fighters. I've actually got guided missiles. I'm locking onto those units. I can hit them with my rapid firing cannon, or I can lock on and shoot them, which is really the only way to get the jets. The trouble is, you look at the bottom left, I've actually got battery power in this game. Oh, where are those? Where are those ground troop units? There we go. I'm actually running out of battery. That's not good. That is not good. I may have just done myself a mischief. That's the wrong gun. Because one of those fighter jets might get in now. Anyway, there's one left. I think we're going to replace this because we've got more fighters coming in soon. That thing is not sufficient to knock down a fighter jet. Okay, we're all okay. This needs a repair. There we go. So these units, it's now charging back up again. I can use it again. They work on battery power. Now, in the original game, everything was clockwork. And you could basically use a unit as long as you liked, as long as you had sufficient. It wasn't too damaged. It hadn't been blown up by a turret. Come on, fire! There you go. My rockets are reloaded. The addition of batteries I find very annoying. I'm going to go hunt the battery down. There's one. I don't think I can get there in time. Nearly. Not quite. It means you can only use the batteries for a limited amount of time. Although it looks like there's a lot around, there isn't actually really. There's actually a very limited number available. And it just puts a massive restriction on using the vehicles, which I find annoying. But there you go. That's just tough luck on me. This is slowly recharging, see, I can stick the recharge pad. We can get it again in a minute. There's a battery right there. Yeah, I don't see why, especially with some of the slower vehicles like the tanks, it can be very hard to use. It can be very hard to use the vehicles when you know that you're just checking the units, sorry. Line up my stuff. Using these things and constantly keeping an eye out for more batteries and getting shot down as well. I don't know, it just seems an unnecessary difficulty. We've now got the last thing on here. There's lots of bosses in this game. There's going to be a boss coming out soon. This one here. So we're saving it for this. Here he comes. This is a fly. And they're all quite silly. In the original game, a lot of them were... a lot of the bosses were things that had never been made. They were experimental weapons. And I guess some of these are similar. We'll knock his wings off. Stop shooting at me. Then he becomes a standard tank. Let's go down, shall we? Because, oh, let's try to avoid the shots. We can die. We've got a health bar. Oh, he's released. Most of them release small units. And these are the worst, these ones here, because they... experimental units again. Those little units he's dropping there are tanks flying on screwdrives, like Archimedes screws. A Okay, stage 3. Get a battery. Where's a battery? There we go. Yeah, I know. There we go. And they are super fast as little units. There we go. This is going to blow up all my stuff. But it's fine. We've got it back. We didn't even use the artillery barrage. Oh, final stage, sorry. Have I got one more? Any more batteries around? Apparently not. We'll use artillery barrage in a bit. There, he's gone anyway. And there we go. Excuse me. So that's a taste of the game. There we go. So we got a perfect score. Nothing got into our base. I didn't speed enough waves. I'd have had to save more time to get this bonus here. But we didn't spend too much. We couldn't spend too much, quite frankly, because it wouldn't let us upgrade the turrets quite so much. So there you go. That's level 1. Hopefully it gives you a taste of the game. It's a much more intense game than the original. There's a lot more rushing around, a lot more units get damaged, repaired. If anything negative to say about the game, that can be part of the problem, but we'll come on to that later. You'll hear my whinging and whining later when I start complaining about my stuff getting wound up. But that's what it's like. It's a matter of, much like the original game, so learning what units to place, what turrets to place where to be the most effective, to defend against the units you know you're going to meet, but a careful control of your own to deal with any particularly difficult enemies, such as rush enemies or particularly tough tanks, taking control of the turrets, and then knowing when maybe to switch out things that you've got there. You've had artillery placed, now you're going to switch across. You're going to take those, you're going to sell those units off and put down anti-air. It's a good fun game. It's a matter of learning how to do it and discovering sometimes new ways to do things that are more effective. Sometimes you thought, well, I always put a machine gun there, it's the best thing for it, and discovering, well, actually, if I do this, it's much more effective. Playing around with the ideas. And I'm still doing some of that. But I hope you enjoy this as a bit of a taster of what the game is like. It ran on a bit longer than I expected for the first level. The rest of them will probably be a bit quicker than this. But we're going to zoom through the levels, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching me struggling to master the hard level of this game. Anyway, good stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.